Hey everybody, Shooting Star SVG back, and today I'm going to go through how to make a mirrored text or stacked font in Silhouette Studio with any font your heart desires. So today I am using one of my favorite fonts by Missy Mayer, Uncle Grump, and I'm going to go ahead and show you exactly how to achieve the mirrored look. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. This is like a new trend that's been ongoing. I have a couple stacked fonts that I've actually purchased, and when I realized I could stack any font my heart desires pretty quickly and simply, I lost it, and I figured I would show you guys how to do the same. So you're going to select your font and type out the words that you would like to stack, and then just make that bigger for the purposes of visuals, whatever else, depending on what you're making. And I'm just going to pull my panels that I'll be using to the side, which will be the transform and replicate panels. And you're going to go ahead and make a copy of what you just typed after you convert it to a path. And to do that, you can hit Control C, Control V, or right click and click copy, and then right click again and click paste. So now we have two copies. The second copy is going to turn into an outlined copy. So you're going to go ahead and do a transparent fill and then change your line weight to something that looks good. For the purposes of this, I'm doing an 8-point line weight. And then you're going to go and open up your trace panel and you're going to trace the outline of the font. Go ahead and move your threshold up to 100 and click on trace. You can then delete the inner font that was in there and then color your outline font. Now this next part is pretty straightforward. You're going to go to your knife tool, and I'm going to zoom in for the purposes of this so you can actually see how I'm working. For some reason I cannot collapse any of my panels in Studio. I'm not sure if that's a bug or what. Anyways, you're going to take your knife tool and you're going to find about a midpoint, and you're just going to click and cross to get your straight line. You're going to hold the shift key down and then click and drag across, and you can see it's going to slice through the word. Now that it is cut in half, these are all going to be pieced, so you have to select all of the pieces on the top part, and we're going to make a compound path which is going to attach everything together. You can accomplish this by going to your Modify panel and clicking Make on Compound Path, or you can hit Control E on your keyboard. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing for the bottom and make that a compound path. So all of our pieces are attached. And then you're just going to take the, I'm moving my panels. You're going to take the top portion of the word and you're going to bring it up above the original text and do the same for the bottom. And you can go ahead and align these now if you want. I just make sure they're aligned, center lined, and that the spacing is the same. So you're going to click on the top part of the word and you're going to replicate that up however many times your heart desires. In this case, I'm going to do 3 on the top and 3 duplicates on the bottom. Now, you can stop right here if you are fine with the spacing, but I want these to be spaced out a little bit more. So what you can do is you can select the 3, group them together, go to your transform panel, there's a movement, and go to 0.125 on your distance and click up, and it's going to move it up. You're going to ungroup it, and you're going to do that. Group it again, move it up, and you're going to do that until you get all the spacing that you want between the words. And then we're going to go through and do the same thing on the bottom. I like adding the spacing in because it just adds a I don't know, better aesthetic for me. But really it's all about personal preference, okay? It also will be easier to cut out on a cutting machine if you have a little bit more spacing. It'll probably be a little bit harder to weed if they're too closely spaced together. And once that's done, then you are done. I mean, that's how simple it is. You can do this with any font. And the cool thing about this too is since it's not a font file, you can change the colors of it to look how you want it to look. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what this looks like colorized, which I think has like a super cool effect. Not going to do yellow because it's a little too bleh for this. But once you get the top ones colored, you can just do the control click tactic to get the other ones colored and filled in pretty quickly. And for my purposes, I do color the lines and the fill. I found that when I bought these fonts, this was a pain in the butt because you had to release the compound path to actually color everything in. But when you're doing it on your own, you can just go ahead and color everything real time. And then obviously once you get it where you like it, and you could be done. This is just one of those cool little tricks. I was curious on how to do it. I was messing around with it for a few days and I was like, wait, there has to be a simple way to do this. It's not rocket science. So there you have it. Mirror font or stacking font. You can do it on your own. And if you have any questions or need any help, feel free to ask me in the comments below. And if you like this video, go ahead and click on like and subscribe because I'll be doing more and more of these throughout the year. I hope everybody has a great night.